Hey everybody, my name is Ryan Mitten, and in today's video I'm going to be unboxing this Win 10-inch drill press. It is a model 4212. This is going to be the variable speed version. It's got the adjustable knob on it that lets you change the speed of the drill bit head, and it's got the laser X mark on it for making sure that you have your drill lined up above your mark. I don't have a drill press currently in my shop, so this is going to be a big upgrade for me as well. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So as I always like to do, the first thing is I make sure that I have all the pieces that I need and put everything in order for the process that I'm going to be putting this thing together. I want to see if anything was damaged during the shipment. I got this from Home Depot. It was shipped to my house, so it's the first time I'm opening it since it's arrived at my house. Alright, so it looks like we have all the parts out here. I don't see anything that's been damaged by shipment. It looks like we have all the main pieces, the base. It's going to be the platform. This is the rail that the platform will go up and down on and hold up the main head unit that's going to have the chuck installed on it that'll hold the bits, and the motor is mounted onto the back. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and put the column on top of the base and bolt that down. So far, from what I'm seeing, the base looks very sturdy. The height adjustment is actually just resting on the side of this. That's surprising to me that that's the way they went with that design, but I guess that allows you to line this up anywhere that you want to, so that it'll be facing any direction that you want it to go up and down in. So it makes sense, but not what I was expecting. All right, so with the collar off, the next step is going to be to put this around the cylinder, and the key to this is going to be to put this inside prior to sticking it on, because if you don't do that, then you're not able to get it on top of it. Took me a little bit of trial and error to figure that one out myself. Go ahead and slide that on down, and then we're going to put the collar back onto it. Let's make sure that this is lined up exactly where we want it to be. That looks good, even with the base. So the collar's tightened down, and if we put the handle on here and then tighten this handle down, looks like we didn't put the collar down far enough. It's a little wobbly, so let's go ahead and tighten this collar down. Alright, so with this installed, the instructions are telling me the next thing is going to be to install this hand crank bolt across here, and this is going to actually tighten down the base into the correct position once you get the height where you want it. Without this piece here, this is very wobbly, so with that installed, it makes the base nice and tight. Because I was very worried about that actually when I first was moving this up and down. Let me show you. There's a lot of play in this thing. Let me turn it so that you can see it a little better. See how there's a lot of play back and forth, and it all stems from the bar with the teeth on it. It's not attached to the column, so it wobbles around and moves a little bit. So when you're moving it up and down, you're going to have quite a bit of wobble and play in it. But then as soon as you tighten down the clamps that go around the column, and it affixes the entire platform to the column securely, then you get no movement whatsoever. So that seems to be working pretty well there. All right, with the platform attached to the column and the column attached to the base, now we're going to go ahead and put the motor mount unit and the main assembly onto the column. So you can see this hole right here in the middle. It's going to go right on top of this column right here. And what this has is two little set screws in there. They're hex head set screws. Make sure that they're backed out. One is right here, and then there's another one up inside of it. So there's going to be 2 points of contact that this is going to secure onto the column. So make sure you back those out before you try to lift this in place. Win instructions have told me that this is a 2-person job, but as I do most things around my shop, it's a 1-person job. So let's see how we get it done. Come on, Win, that was easy. 2-person job. All right, so now that we have the motor head unit attached onto the column, we're going to go ahead and tighten down those set screws that I mentioned earlier to make sure they're backed out. And that's going to secure it in place. Make sure that you're positioning the main head unit straight out from the platform base and then right above the platform that you're going to work off of, because you want this to be immobile when you're done. You're not going to have this spinning around and moving. This is going to be a fixed unit here. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is install these hand knobs onto the head unit here, and this is the part that's going to extend the chuck and the drill bit down into the platform. And there is a 4th one here, and that's going to go on this side, and it's going to be for your speed adjust. So go ahead and get all these knobs. They're just threaded on, so we're just going to screw them down and then hand tighten them up. Now, one thing I've noticed is all of these knobs that I just put on, they have a little spot for you to put a wrench on them and tighten them down snugly. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a wrench and go tighten them. All right, so the next step is going to be to attach the chuck up to the spindle, and it tells me that I need to use a block of wood to tap the spindle up into place using a hammer or mallet. The block was not included. So let's go ahead and tap it on up. But I feel like we've got that securely in there. Pulling on it, I can't pull it back out. It just starts pulling the head down. I believe that's in there. The head of the chuck spins freely. I can put a drill bit in there. You see it comes on out. All right, so the next step that we're going to have to do is put the batteries in so that we can get our laser. And to do this, we just pop this piece off right here. It's got a little bottom snap. And then the batteries are going to go right in there. And snap it back into place. It looks like we got the X marks the spot right in the center. All right, so that finishes up the install. Let's go ahead and pop open the top here and see what the inside looks like on this. So as you can see, there's just one pulley in there, and then we're going to control the speed by just changing the variable speed on this motor. So as you can see right there on the motor, it says 530 to 3100 is the speeds. So it is a variable speed. And as I said before, it's just a single pulley unit. So you have one pulley over there driving the head, and this pulley over here is going to be fed from the motor. So it doesn't have the many choices that you would have on the other units that have the adjustable pulley heads on them. Looks very clean. I do see we got some dampeners on here, so that should help any rattling that's going to occur from this top. Top fits snugly down on there. And then we just put the screw right back into it here. All right, so let's go ahead and put in a bit and let's make a test cut. All right, cut it on for the first time. Woo! Starts up at a pretty high RPM. Let's go ahead and bring that back down a little bit. There's the RPM indicator. I'm at 840 RPM at the moment. That's adjusted by turning this handle back and forth. There is a warning label on there that you can see that. Do not change speed without turning on the machine. So make sure that this handle is not changed when the machine is off. Focus on that. Here's the recommended speed based on the drill bit size and material. Let's turn this off so I can talk. So here's the recommended speed based on the drill bit size and the material as it's posted on here. So as you can see, if I'm going to be cutting through wood and I have a 1/2 inch bit which is between the 3/8 and the 5/8, that means I want my speed anywhere from 1400 to 2000 and 2000 to 3100. This gives you a rough idea that you want high speed for a small bit in wood and you want low speed for a big bit in wood. That's the more important things for me here. So I'm going to be using this 1/2 inch bit. So I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to turn the speed back on up to about 2000 RPM and go ahead and make my test cut. All right, cranking the speed back up. We're at 2000 right there. Tighten my table down. Remember we adjusted it earlier. Let's go ahead and make our first test cut. Let's go ahead and turn on the laser and see how that works. Let's go to a new spot. Let's see the laser on there and let's see if we can hit it. Yeah, looks like it goes pretty much right into the hole where that laser was. Alright, that concludes my video on how to set up the Win variable speed 10-inch drill press. For more information on this specific model, I'll include a link in the description below. But I wanted to give my immediate thoughts on this after unboxing it, setting it up, and running a few test cuts with this drill bit I had in here. Things I do like: adjustable speed. I don't have to come up here and change any of these belts to adjust my speed. I have this easy to adjust knob on the side, a digital display on the front that I can see exactly what my speed is. I think that the construction, it's very solid. When I was running some test cuts on it, on the platform that I was on, it was not shaking very much at all. It was very stable. When you lock down the platform here with the hand screw that's on the side, it becomes very sturdy. It does not move at all. Tool that you tighten the chuck down with, it has a nice storage, so I won't lose that. That fits right up in there. So all in all, I think this is a pretty good unit for doing repeatable drilling, making sure that you have perfectly 90-degree cuts into the wood. As I saw from those test cuts, it cuts with no issue. With that, that concludes this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned a little bit about how to set this unit up and maybe make a decision on whether you want to buy it in the future. If you like this video, make sure that you subscribe and like down below. I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow this channel so I can keep on making videos showing you all the shop that I have here and how I do things, build things, new equipment that I'm getting. So if you like that, make sure you subscribe and help me keep this channel going. Thank you all, and y'all have a great day.